Okay, Adama, this is your machine here. We're just going to kind of walk you through it a little bit. Mainly, you're going to go through the screen with you. So what we have here is an Allen Bradley touchscreen. We're going to start with a manual run. So when you hit manual run, you can jog the filler. So this can preload the auger at the beginning of the day or empty it at the end of the day. And normally you're going to want to have with fill on with that. So we're going to go ahead back and hit the start. The motor's turned on now, and you can now hear that'd be the auger turning to preload or empty. Next we're going to go into let's go ahead and stop the motor so you can hear me better. Let's go into the setup. So right now we have you do have options to have a cutoff on this machine, and that would be a delay for opening up the cutoff. Or opening the cutoff and then the auger start delay. You have an agitation shutoff, which your blade for your inner wall here, there's a blade inside there. If that is on continuous for too long, well, this has 10 minutes, it will shut off automatically. When you're running in turns, not the scale, you can increase or decrease just by hitting more or less on the run screen. We're going to do a 1/10 of a turn, and I'll show you how that works. And you do have a level control up here. This is a tuning fork, and you do have a delay for that. You're going to use the setup screen to use work the delay on that. Okay, next we're going to go into edit recipe, and we have a couple. Let's see if I can get this little camera. There we go. Okay, so right here you have your recipe is number 2. It's a test. You can see we are in time. You can go turns or time. This is not weight. Turns is with an encoder. Time is just by seconds. But if you were to not use the scale and just run by auger revolutions, you can do that. So right here you have fill turns. So right now there's 2 turns of the auger. You can just tap this and change it to whatever you want. You can do 5.23 turns or whatever you need to do. Dribble amount does not matter when you're in turns. You do have a fill timeout, just kind of like the agitation timeout. But this is with the auger. If the auger is turning for too long, then your machine will shut off after a certain amount of time. This is 20 seconds. Most products are going to run agitation with fill. That's your blade again, and that will turn when the auger turns, when it's in with fill. You can use continuous if you're running, multiple ones back to back, but usually on a semi-automatic machine with fill is how you'd want to run it. We're going to go into previous. I think that's where the weight is. Let's go to next. This is just editing your recipes. Okay, so weight. We actually have it written in turns, but it's really weight. You can change this by just hitting right here, and that's how you can change your what you want to name it. So, I'm going to actually try to do this for you real quick. We can do weight, and there we go. So we just changed it to weight. Let's go ahead and make this 2 pounds, because that's what I have some tiny weights here. And what this dribble, that's your final fill weight. What the dribble amount is you have a bulk and dribble. So that's the when the auger slows down, and you want that to be near the end of the run. So if you are running 80 pounds, you'd want to go like 79 pounds and then maybe dribble in the last pound. That'll be up to you how much you want to dribble though. You can kind of dial that in. Right now I'm going to fill 2 pounds. I'm going to dribble about at a half a pound. So the auger will slow down at about a half a pound. So let's go ahead and so we're on recipe 3. We're going to go in the auto run. We want recipe 3. If we don't have recipe 3, you want to hit select recipe. We're going to tear the scale. So now we have 0, and we can hit start. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have to hit full motor on. And okay, we are ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the foot switch. You can hear the augers turning right now, and we're going to grab some weights. And put some weights on there. you can hear the auger just slowed down. Okay, so why did it slow down? Is because we hit 1.54 pounds. That's when I wanted my dribble to come in at a half a pound to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some more on there, 2 pounds, and that should be 2 pounds. And it is 2 pounds, and it stopped completely. We're gonna take the weight off, and it'll reset, and you just hit the foot switch again. That's how simple it is. I'm gonna hit return here. And if we were to go into auto run, select recipe, we can do recipe 2, return, now we're in turns. So you should be able to hit the foot pedal here, and now it's going 5 turns. Alright, so that's pretty much it with that. And let's just go over your machine real quick with you. So you have your hopper here. The auger is going to be spring loaded, so when you put the auger in, you're going to push up and twist, then your funnel goes up and it locks in with these bolts here. If you want to take this hopper down and clean it out, you want to always keep this L bracket and coupling together, and this bolt here is what you'd want to loosen up. So you loosen this bolt, you would quickly, these clamps are right here, there's 4 of them. You just pull those levers up and release the clamp, and the whole hopper comes down. You can just pretty much keep the hopper with the bracket and the L bracket and the coupling, and it'll always be lined up. If you do loosen these up, this will take this out of alignment. Same thing with this hopper support. You don't want to loosen this up either. We do have a label there to show you not to do that. Okay. You do have an E-stop here, by the way, in case you need to stop it for any reason. Let's go around the back here. Okay, so you do have a main power switch right here, on off. Always turn that off when you're working on this machine. I'm gonna go ahead around here again and just turn this motor off. Okay, so you can hear me better. Okay, and then back here we have the AC drive. This is what is slowing your auger down. That controls the motor in the back here. So you can turn that lower if you want the auger to go lower, slower in the dribble fill, or faster if you want to go faster in the dribble fill. We have it set pretty good for you, so you probably won't have to change that. You have a contactor and overload here for your agitation. In case your blade were to get caught up and trip, you can hit the blue button to reset it. And this is where you're going to bring your main power. As you can see, we have the main power coming in here at L1, L2, L3 and ground. It's 223 phase. That is going in there right now. If you want to raise and lower this filler, you have a set screw here, which you're going to loosen up, and you can just jack it up right there. And that can go up and down, I think about 6 or 7 inches. Up top here is your fill motor. Inside there is your clutch brake and your agitation motor and gear reducer and chain. There's not much you really need to do with that. There's a grease fitting, which you can grease it every so often. It'll be in the manual. Up top is a V-belt and some pulleys. Again, not much to do there. You can pretty much leave that the way it is. Just clean it. And I think that is everything to go over with you. Again, if you have any questions, give us a call. We're at 610-466-1440, and thank you for your business.